we're gonna see if we can add an offensive weapon to our repertoire, right? If I'm reaching in and I'm shrinking the kitchen on my opponent, A, it's gonna put pressure on them, maybe they'll miss more, but B, if they pop it up a little bit, I can then attack it if I utilize what's called a roll volley. Fed, would you mind taking us through how you sort of execute a roll volley?
Yeah, so first of all, your stand is gonna be a little bit, you're gonna have to bend your knees, so you're gonna have to get low in order to get that ball, and then you're gonna lean in with your chest, take your pad out, so you get the most reach that you can. Okay, so you're trying to get the ball in front of you here, but if you're here, then you're not gonna be able to generate anything. Okay, so you really need to be leaning in the kitchen. Okay, and then from there, you're gonna try to face your paddle down a little bit, and then just lift with your shoulder again. Okay, don't try to put that much of wrist in it. Okay, you can start with your shoulder. Then, if you want to add some wrist, that's fine. But focus more on your shoulder lifting up. Okay?
They call it a roll volley because the ball is kind of rolling forward off of the paddle, generating a bit of topspin. Like Fed said, you want to start your paddle below the level of the ball so that you can swing a little bit upwards. I think about the swing path being as if we're swinging up the net, or brushing up the back of this net, whether it's a backhand or whether it's a forehand. And a really, really important piece that he just said is, don't mess around with your wrist yet. If you watch me, if you watch Fed, if you watch Susanna, yeah, sure, we're flicking our wrist, right? But the stuff that we do is different than many of the things that you do. I didn't start out by flicking my wrist at these shots. I built it over years and years, right? So I would recommend not utilizing the wrist right now until you get really, really good at hitting topspin without it, okay? One other quick thing to note is Fed is not swinging across his body here, right? He's not ending up over here. He's brushing right up the back of the ball. On the forehand, I'm not swinging across my body. I'm swinging right up the back of the ball. Because if I swing across and Fed smacks that ball back at me, now I'm toast. Additionally, I don't need anything over here. None of this helps my swing. All I need is a nice compact swing right in here. Okay? So the drill that we're gonna do is, Fed, would you mind going to the mid-court? So right in the center of the box there. Fed is gonna try and reset everything. He's gonna try and put everything into the kitchen. And I'm gonna work on generating just a little bit of topspin on every shot I hit. I'm gonna swing low to high, work on some of those roll shots. Even if it bounces in front of me, I can still work on generating just a bit of topspin. So Fed, try to actually reset it like you might in a match. Perfect. There we go. Even if it's off the bounce, I can still work on just getting a feel for some of that topspin. And that's all we're trying to develop right now, is a feel for a little bit of topspin. Even if he gives me something shoulder high, I'm not gonna murder it right now. I'm just gonna get the feel for some top. Also, what context do we use this shot in? When would we use this shot? An attackable dink. And I think somebody said keeping them back when they're in the mid-court, right? If I have a ball up above the level of the net, I don't need topspin, right? I'll just crush the ball. If I have something a little bit below the level of the net, that's when I want to add a little bit of brush. So this can be used to keep our opponents back. It can be used when our opponents are in that mid-court area. And it can also be used when my opponent is up all the way at the kitchen and I'm trying to hit sort of an offensive shot at them. Okay. So it's a very valuable shot. It's a difficult shot, but a valuable shot to have. If you liked today's video, please feel free to share it with a friend and make sure to subscribe. It helps me out and helps me grow my channel.